my name is Wida Yanti and I am from at the thought of giving this largest tree finder reunion. Delivering a commencement address is a great responsibility, or so I thought until I cast my mind back to my own graduation. The commencement speaker that day was the distinguished British philosopher Baroness Mary Warnock. Reflecting on her speech has helped me enormously in writing this one, because it turns out that I can't remember a single word she said. This liberating discovery enabled me to you today. I have asked myself what I wish I had known at my own graduation and what important lesson I have learned in the 21 years that have expired between that day and this. I have come up with two answers on this wonderful day when we are gathered together to celebrate success. This may seem quixotic or paradoxical choice, but please bear with me. Looking back at the 21 years old that I was at graduation is a slightly uncomfortable secret without trace, sent to amnesty by their desperate families and friends. I read the testimony of torture victims and saw pictures of their injuries. I opened handwritten eyes witnessed accounts of summary trial and execution of kidnappings. What had happened to those they had left behind. I shall never forget the African torture victims, a young man no older than I was at the time, who had been committed to me after he had endured incredible hunger. He trembled controllably as he spoke into a video camera about the brutally inflicted. You found him foot taller than I was, and seemed as fragile as a child. I was even richer, I was back to the situation of the lot, and this man whose life had been shattered by cruelty to my good so difficult and was free from happiness. And as long as I live, I shall remember walking along an empty corridor and suddenly hearing from behind a closed door a scream of pain and horror such as I have never heard since. The door opened and the researcher poked out her head and told me to run and make a hot drink for the young man sitting with her. She had just had to give him the news that in retaliation for his own outspokenness against his country regime, his mother had been seized and executed. Every day of my working week in my early 22nd, I was reminded how incredibly fortunate I was to live in a country with a democratically elected government where legal representation and a public trial were the right of everyone. Every day, I saw more evidence about the evil humankind will inflict on their fellow humans to gain or maintain power. I began to have nightmares, brutal nightmares about some of the things I saw, heard, and read. And yet, I also learned about human goodness at Amnesty International than I had ever known before. Amnesty mobilizes thousands of people who have never been tortured or imprisoned for their beliefs to act on behalf of those who have the power of human empathy, leading to collective action, save life, and free prisoner ordinary people whose personal well-being and security are assured, join together in hug numbers to save people they do not know and will never meet. My small participation in the process was one of the most humbling and inspiring experience of my life. Unlike any other creator on this planet, humans can learn and understand without having experience. They can think themselves into other people's place. Of course, this is a power like my brand of fictional magic that is morally natural. One might use such an ability to manipulate or control just as much as to understand or sympathize. And many prefer to not exercise their imagination at all. They choose to remain comfortably within the bounds of their own experience, never troubling to wonder how it would feel to have be born other than they are. They can refuse to hear screams, to peer inside church. They can close their minds and hearts to any suffering that does not touch them personally. They can refuse to know. I might be tempted to envy people who can live that way, except that I do not think they have any fewer nightmares than I do. Choosing to live in narrow space leads to unimaginative sea monsters, they often more afraid. There is an autonomous statement and yet proven 1,000 times every day of our lives. It expresses in part our inescapable connection with outside world, the fact that we touch other people's lives simply by accident. I am nearly finished here. I have one last hope for you, which is something that I already had at 21. The friends with whom I sat on graduation, they have been my friends for life. They are my children's good parents and people to whom I have been able to turn in times of trouble. People who have been kind enough not to sue me when I took their names of dead elders. At our graduation we were bound my enormous affection by our shared experience of a time that could never more come again, and of course by the knowledge that we held certain photographic evidence that would be exceptionally valuable if any of us ran for Prime Minister. So today I wish you nothing better than similar friendship, and tomorrow I hope that even if you remember not a single word of mine, you remember those of Seneca, another of those old Romans I met when I fled down the classic corridor in retreat from career letters in search of ancient wisdom, as is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. I wish you all very good lives. Thank you very much.